Oh yeah, I'll flying over the police station. Yeah.
Is there any particular reason?
Yeah, just having a little look. Is that a lunch? Is that like a canteen at top? You know, around back on side. Just having a little look. You know, getting some kind of zoomed in shots to see what there is to see. Really, just having a bit of a nosy, if you know what I mean.
Why though? Any reason for it?
Nah, just for me, personal reason. Don't work for any business or like that, don't we? Yeah.
What's your personal interest with what goes on inside a police station?
Well, it's not my own personal interest, you know what I mean?
That's
there's a lot of people.
You said your personal. It's for you. It's personal for you. Well, you've obviously zoomed in well enough to see that there's tables and chairs and asked if there's a canteen. So
No, I never said that, did I? No, I didn't say that, did I? I never said that, did I? No, I said, is that a canteen? I never said I'd zoomed in on the canteen, did I?
You said you got some zoomed in images, yeah, and then asked.
No, I am zooming in on the police station just to have a look at it. It's nothing.
For what reason? For what reason? That's all we're interested in is why you would be doing that.
Just for my own purposes. I'm just making a little documentary of some of the buildings in the area.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought what I'd do is I'll have a look. At the police station because I came to have a look at this place, Forza, which is it's kind of meat processing place, isn't it? So I'm just having a little look around. I came to have a quick look at Forza, and then I saw the police headquarters. So I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll go down there first, have a quick flyover, get zoomed in on some of the bits the public might want to see that they don't generally get to see.
There's a reason that the public don't get to see that, yeah, because it's the inside of the police station.
If the drone operator was only filming the exterior of the building without entering private or restricted zones, then there's no legal issue. The officer's concern about zooming inside would only matter if the drone filmed through windows in areas where people reasonably expect privacy, such as offices or private rooms. Simply zooming in on the outside of a building, especially from lawful public airspace, does not violate privacy laws. In this situation, the auditor merely asked where the canteen was. That question alone does not mean he filmed it or recorded any private area.
Going for any windows or all that.
Is it? Right.
No.
Is that reasonable?
No, I think you're talking rubbish. Honestly,
right.
I do. Yeah.
Right. There's a reason why there's gates and there's it's card access. There's a reason for that. It's because public are not allowed in there.
Oh, they're not allowed in. I didn't go in.
Right. Well, technically you have because you've got a camera on that and you've zoomed in. Right?
No, I'm in the airspace above the police station.
That's reasonable, isn't it? Right. That police station is not for public access. Hence why it's so secure. By flying
I didn't go in though, so what are you talking to me like that for? Like telling me off like a naughty schoolboy?
I'm saying you've flown the drone in there.
Yeah, I have.
Obviously zoomed in on the police station that's not for public access, right?
I have zoomed in on the police station,
yeah. There's a reason why it's not for public access, because it's the police station.
Let's make this absolutely clear. Zooming a camera does not equal entering a location. It's not trespassing. It's not unlawful access. And it certainly isn't a crime under UK law, including basic property law and the principles behind trespass. There must be physical intrusion onto private land or into a private space. Footage captured from outside, whether with a zoom lens or a drone, doesn't meet that threshold. The officer is stretching logic to create an offense where none exists. If this reasoning were valid, every news photographer with a telephoto lens would be breaking the law daily. It's absurd. And on top of that, Article 10 of the Human Rights Act protects freedom of expression, including gathering information through photos and video.
That's a fair enough comment.
It's not because you're not allowed to walk through the barriers, fair enough.
What makes you think you can put the drone in there and zoom in?
Because I can fly over, it's in the airspace.
If you're flying over it, but you've told me that you've zoomed in on the building.
I've zoomed in on the building, to get some close-up shots.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
But it's not for public access, is it?
Well, I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do that.
It's not for public access, is it? And that's going to arouse our suspicion.
You can say it's not for public access as much as you want, but you're not going to convince me.
You're over it and you're zooming into the police station, so we've come to ask you why.
I know. I've just said I'm literally come here to make a little video about Forza. Saw the police station. Come in to have a look at the police station. They're saying that I'm somebody, and they can't tell because there was no way they can tell what I look like.
He hasn't broken any laws, hasn't caused a disturbance, and is flying his drone within legal limits. So why are they trying to match his face to an image? This isn't about safety or public interest. It's a quiet attempt to profile someone when the officers know they have no real grounds to act. No arrest, no caution, no formal stop, just a covert effort to identify someone they simply don't like. That isn't professional policing. It's targeted harassment dressed in uniform. And when the auditor questions it, they brush it off with "that's your assumption." If they weren't trying to ID him, why look back and forth between her phone and his face? The truth is simple. They were treating him like a suspect without admitting it, because they had no lawful basis to justify their behavior.
We've just had a private conversation, so that's your assumption.
Private conversation in public. Well, I don't know why you're trying to incriminate me.
I've asked you nicely now what your name is.
Yeah.
All right?
Listen to me first.
Personally, I can ask you.
Yeah.
To identify yourself.
Listen to me first.
If you want to mess about, we'll look at going under Terrorism Act. Okay?
Terrorism Act. Don't be stupid. Listen to it. Like, if you're asking for my details, you've got. I don't believe that I have to give you my details, so you're gonna have to tell me what section of the law you're acting in when you ask me for those.
As I've said, I'll do it under Terrorism Act if I have to.
What? Which act?
Section 60.
Section 60, yeah. Terrorism Act.
Yes.
To get my details.
Yes.
Oh my.
This officer jumped straight to the biggest threat. I'll just use the Terrorism Act if I have to. Section 60. Let's break down how completely wrong that is. First, Section 60 isn't even in the Terrorism Act. It's part of the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act 1994, and it deals with stop and search powers in anticipation of violence. It's used to search for weapons, not to demand ID, and certainly not to police filming or drone use. If he meant Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000, that power only applies if an officer reasonably suspects someone is a terrorist, based on objective facts. Filming does not meet that standard, and refusing to give your name is not suspicious under the Act. This officer has no grounds whatsoever. Using terrorism powers as intimidation isn't just wrong, it's unlawful and dangerous.
I don't know that this guy's a police officer, 4737, and he doesn't know the law. Can you believe that? What do you think of that? The guy that doesn't know the law.
I don't have no comment on that.
He doesn't have a comment. Anyway, that's fine. Anyway, what's your name? Do you want to give me your name or anything?
Don't have to.
Yeah. You're out in public though now, aren't you? Are you SIA licensed?
Sorry?
Are you SIA licensed?
I am, yes.
Where's your SIA badge then? Because we've got two police over there, and you know it's illegal to not have your SIA badge on in public when you're dealing.
It's within a metre off site.
What's it?
Within a metre off site.
A metre off site. Oh, I think you're more than a metre off site. But anyway, I won't tell them anyway because I'm not against you.
Right, so basically all I've just been doing there is just to double check the legislation around the zooming in aspect of it. So you want to fly the drone generically, that's absolutely fine, but you disclosed to me that you'd been zooming in on the building, you'd taken images zoomed in, that's what you said, effectively words to that effect.
What law is that against? What law?
Yeah. Let me finish.
Okay.
And then you asked me if it were a canteen, so you have clearly been zooming in on
No, I haven't zoomed in through a window. I haven't zoomed in through a window.
The wouldn't have access to that, so that's where the sticky situation is. So I'm clarifying whether that's okay or not.
Well, I'll tell you now, I haven't zoomed in through a window, so yeah. I didn't say that. The camera won't lie. I said, is that the canteen at that side?
Zoomed in images is what you said, I think.
The auditor calmly explains that he didn't zoom into any windows, didn't capture private areas, and didn't reveal sensitive information. All he mentioned was which side of the building the canteen is on. Something clearly visible from public space, and nowhere near a security breach. Knowing where a canteen sits doesn't compromise anything. Instead, it highlights how shaky the officer's privacy concerns really are. Police shouldn't invent offenses, and then check the law afterward to see if they can justify their actions. That's backwards. You need solid legal grounds before approaching someone, not halfway through questioning them.
Yeah, I did zoom in. I zoomed in on the building because I was getting as close I can as I look.
Which would suggest that you've zoomed in on the building there.
Well, yeah, that's.
How would you know that if you hadn't?
Well, which side is the canteen at?
You tell me. You asked.
I don't know. I was just asking if that's the canteen.
If you hadn't zoomed in, so it's reasonable for me to think that that's what you've done.
Well, I haven't done. Well, I'm telling you that I haven't done.
Double check the legislation around that because that's a little bit of a sticky point.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I said, and that's not what I've done.
Okay. We'll agree to disagree on that.
All right. Well, tell you what I'll do. I'll just get on my bike and ride off then.
Well, you won't because until I
until
I ascertain whether you've committed an offence or not, I'd like you to remain.
No, I'm going to get on my bike and go. I'm going to pack this. I'm going to pack this drone up and I'm off.
then I will keep you
No.
here.
You will keep me
I
here,
have
will you?
things on you that could harm us or could harm
Oh,
the police station.
yeah,
So
right.
if it comes back that you have committed an offence, then I may be searching you under Section 1 of PACE.
Yeah,
Right.
can you just stay back from me?
Yeah, of course.
What are you doing? Why are you walking so close? Look at this. This is like, yeah, I know, but we're both intimidating two police officers walking right up to me.
The officer then tells the auditor he should stay put while they figure out whether he's done something wrong. That's not how policing works. Legally, you're either being detained under a specific power with defined grounds, or you are free to go. There is no in-between where officers can casually request that you stay, so they can search for a reason after the fact. When she hints at a possible search under Section 1 of PACE, that's another red flag. That power requires reasonable suspicion that a person is carrying stolen or prohibited items right now, not depending on what a radio call might say later. Trying to justify a search based on potential future suspicion isn't just improper. It's an abuse of authority. This is how rights erode, not through force, but through subtle pressure and legal misdirection.
Trying to prevent me.
We're explaining to you what
Yeah,
the process
I am. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave the scene now because am I detained?
You may well be being detained.
I may well be being
Section-
detained.
Are you going to listen? You're asking me questions and then you're not letting me finish and
well-
answer you.
I'm gonna nip off and come back for Forza later.
Would you like me to answer the question?
I'd like you to answer the question whether I'm detained or not with a yes or no answer, and then
Listen,
yeah,
once we get back, if you've committed an offence or not, then you can be on your way.
that's not how it works.
Under UK law, if an officer restricts your movement, that's a detention. And when someone asks, "Am I being detained?" the officer must answer clearly, yes or no. "You may well be" is not an answer. It's avoidance. It's a way to imply authority without taking responsibility for it. Worse still, she makes his ability to leave dependent on whether the radio returns something incriminating. That's not how due process works. You can't hold someone in hope that a database might give you a reason afterward. Suspicion must exist before detention, not after. If you're waiting on the radio to tell you whether you have grounds, that already tells you that you don't.
You're not letting me finish, so...
Well, that's not how it works, is it? You can't just say wait around to see whether or not I've committed an offence. If you're going to detain me, you've got to detain me, and you've got to tell me which section of the law you're detaining me under.
I said if I were going to
Yeah.
search you, it'd be Section 1 of PACE, yeah.
Section 1 of PACE. That'll be if you're going to search me, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm off. So it's a search, is it? Section 1 of PACE. Let me have a look if you're going to do...
If I was going to search you, it would
Yeah.
be Section 1 of PACE, yeah. But I'm waiting to hear back. If you want to go, that's fine, because I can't say whether you've committed an offence or not yet.
Yeah,
If you want to leave, that's absolutely fine. I'm just waiting to hear the legislation
Yeah.
based on the information you've told. So if you want to go, by all means go.
Here's the heart of the issue. Moments earlier, she implied he couldn't leave because she needed to determine if an offense had been committed. But now, with no new information and no offense identified, she flips completely, saying he can go while admitting they still don't know what law might apply. That's not lawful policing. If you don't know whether a law has been broken, you can't imply someone must stay. You can't threaten consequences 1 minute, then act relaxed the next. The danger here lies in the uncertainty they deliberately use to maintain control, even when they have no legal authority to do so.
No, I think I'm going to have a
Said you
little...
are gonna do.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have a quick look at Section 1 of PACE and see what powers you've got. Because you've got to have reasonable suspicion that I've committed an offence, haven't
Exactly,
you?
and I've just explained to you, and that's what I'm trying to establish. So if you want to search it, that's fine, because I've explained it to you.
I'm going to do, yeah. I'm going to have a little look at Section 1 of PACE and see what your powers are. Because can I just say, will you be? I want to tell you something now, right? Yeah. Will you be really careful, because I really, really don't want to be getting involved in lawsuits with you. I really don't want to be suing you civilly for breaching my rights. Exactly, and I genuinely don't.
If you want.
I know, but I genuinely don't. But if you search me under Section 1 of PACE, you guys are going to be in big trouble.
With you. I've explained it to you. If you want to leave, by all means you can leave. We're not holding you here.
The officer insists, "If you want to leave, go ahead. We're not holding you." Yet moments earlier she was relying on Section 1 of PACE as if it might apply. Under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984, Section 1 only allows a stop-and search when there are reasonable grounds, based on concrete facts, that someone is carrying stolen goods, offensive weapons, or prohibited items. Illegal drone flight, refusal to provide ID, or vague concerns don't meet that standard. If she had conducted a search without those grounds, she could have exposed both herself and the force to a civil claim for unlawful stop and search, and possibly a violation of Article A of the Human Rights Act, which protects private life. This isn't just about bad policing. It's about legal accountability. UK officers do not have blanket immunity. They can be personally held liable for unlawful searches.
You can go if you want. I've explained that to you.
Are you off now?
No, we're just going to have a sit in car and just wait to see if there's any offences, alright?
Okay
If
then.
you want to get off, you can, by all means, you can go.
Right, I'm going to complete what I came here to do. There we go, look. And they're off. So all this terrorism malarkey. There you go. See ya.
And just like that, the officers drive away. No arrest, no caution, no search, no further action, because there was never any lawful basis to act. What we've witnessed is a textbook case of reactive, poorly informed policing. Officers approaching without authority, leaning on vague suggestions of power, then backing off once they realized they couldn't justify any of it. From start to finish, the encounter was filled with contradictions and legal confusion. One officer claimed that zooming with a drone amounted to entering a police station, an absurd misunderstanding of trespass and privacy law. They attempted to identify the auditor without stating any suspected offense. They misquoted legislation, suggested searches under laws that didn't apply, and repeatedly dodged the simple question of whether he was detained. Most tellingly, they admitted midway that they were still trying to figure out what legislation might apply at all. That alone proves they had no authority from the beginning. This wasn't policing guided by law. It was policing guided by discomfort. Officers reacting emotionally to being filmed and hoping a legal justification would appear afterward. It didn't. The auditor knew his rights, stood firm, and exposed the uncomfortable truth. They had nothing, and when pressure didn't work, they simply drove off. No explanation, no apology, just silence. That wraps today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.